যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Yes, I've done this many times. Yes, thank God my mic was muted in the beginning, but now the very first podcast guest in my channel was AI scientist Sayak Paul. He likes to call himself a research engineer, I guess. Use the mic.
Yeah, that's my official.
That's not how the mic works.
Okay.
Yes, and keep it from a 15 centimeter distance, 15 millimeter.
I
Yeah,
guess-
that's a perfect distance.
I
Okay.
guess I have a polio in these things.
Yes.
But okay.
Also known as retard.
Also known as
Retard.
Okay.
So research engineer or research scientist.
engineer is my affiliation
Okay.
with Having Face. So
Okay. How old are
that's
you?
exactly what I do.
How old are you?
30.
Why do you look 25?
Because I eat good, I work out daily, and I do intermittent fasting.
How many hours?
16 hours I fast, 8 hours I eat.
You used to be fat.
87 kilos.
Up until which year? I took Asadhar Mekta.
2019,
87 kilos in 2019.
Yeah.
How much do you weigh now?
67 to 69.
Hmm.
And that has been the case for about 5 years now.
And Sourav, you used to be fat as well.
I used to be pretty lean initially.
Wait, I don't think so. That's all. Yeah,
This is right.
yeah. যেদিকে মাইক কোম্পানিটা দেখাচ্ছে।
Yeah. So
আর একটু কাছে ধর।
I used to be pretty lean initially because I was doing a lot of sports like swimming, and then I had some operations, so had to stop all that. And then music was there, but so why music? Because I used to work with 5 different bands, and I used to travel a lot, right? So I was lean even in college.
Right.
But then I went to Bangalore. Horrible diet, right?
Right.
Everything is rice and lots of booze.
Yeah.
Right? So mainly it was completely irregular. So after that, when I came to Kolkata, right? Then I had to figure out something because I was diagnosed with cholesterol, and that's a very bad news considering my age. Like I'm same as.
We forgot to introduce your profession to the audience.
Okay. So I'm a engineer, software engineer. Front end is my specialization, and I'm also a musician.
In which company do you work?
I currently work for Merkle Science. It's a crypto investigation kind of a company, so compliance and investigation.
You used to be a vocalist who has now forgotten how to hold the mic.
No, I never. I never
You never held the mic
a
because you were a
condenser
bassist as
mic,
well.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And this is a condenser, so I never
Yeah.
tried this thing.
Right.
Uh,
You are a scientist who also sings and stuff. What's the point of your company?
I
What
was
investigation?
never a scientist, but yeah, considering
Yeah,
my
yeah, of
company
course.
name is Merkel Science, so
Yes.
yeah, I am kind of a Merkel
Yeah, yeah,
scientist.
absolutely. So, what does your company do?
So we have multiple products. It's mainly regarding crypto compliance and stuff. And right now we are also getting into the investigation part, right? Where there are lots of government agencies and other private agencies as well who do all these investigations and stuff. They are our clients, so they use our tool to trace all the what can I say, the funds flowing through different it can be a cross-chain transaction, right? Like it can be a different type of a smart contract. There is also NFT. Like crypto has gone into too many different ways to hide your money and do shady things with it, right? So
Yeah.
currently, if you see, most of the crimes and scams usually happen with crypto, right? Even pornographic stuff or even drugs, right? Everything, even if you see the dark net or stuff that we usually don't even know about, right? Because we don't have that much exposure there. But it's in huge amount, right? Even if you remember the Gaza incident, right?
Yeah.
That happened like a few months back, I'm guessing. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
anyways, what I remember is that almost $1 billion came from US in illicit funds,
Okay.
right? So
To whom? To Gaza or to Israel?
yeah, I mean, so what we traced was some wallets. Now we don't know who owned them or something, but we knew that it was used for that terrorist activities.
Oh,
right?
fuck.
So, and how we know that is based on the time, right? Whenever the transaction happens, we know, and usually, and so there's a funny part with crypto, right? As long as it is in crypto, it's kind of useless, right? Unless
Okay.
you liquidify that.
Right.
And in most of the places, you do liquidify it through exchanges or these kind of organizations. In some exchanges, KYC is mandatory, so usually they know all about their clients or customers. In some exchanges, it's pretty shady and they don't have KYC or it's not even mandatory. So it's not that closed thing, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that in the world the regulation is coming more in the front line, I would say.
Okay.
Right. Previously, it was not regulated at all. Right now, in India, it has been taxed, and at least police is taking more cases.
Okay.
They are demoing our stuff, and I'm not supposed to disclose all these things, so
Okay.
I'll stop there.
Okay.
But some of the agencies are actually talking with us about demos and stuff, getting our product. So
Okay.
previously they were not this active, right? So that means that they are getting active on these fields. And also, if you look at the statistics, previously US, Germany, they were far ahead on crypto usage.
I see.
Right now, India is on top.
Huh?
Yeah. Right
Janti
now,
tui.
in 2025, India is on top. That is both sad news.
Even though it's so taxed so brutally.
Yeah.
Even though they're stuck up in taxes, they have to huddle them.
See, I mean, it's a very detailed thing, but that's why I'm saying that it's a good news and bad news, right?
I see.
Because people are investing on it without knowing what it is,
I
right?
see.
I can guarantee you 99% don't know what crypto even how it works.
Shit. So who are these people then? Random kids,
Yeah,
rich kids.
random kid. Like I have
They are the ones who are being stupid.
Yeah.
WhatsApp University.
How old are they? And where are they getting this money from? Their parents? Pocket money and stuff?
There are companies who are like giving loans to students,
Oh shit.
and they are like legal.
I
big
mean, it's not
companies.
uncommon to hear that,
oh my god, I lost so. Like, it's not uncommon to hear, oh my god, I lost so much in crypto.
Right.
Like, it's
I thought that's common in the West, not in.
no, in India, even in the university circles,
I see.
it has become way more common.
I see.
More common than you would think.
I see. Just to get the context clear, where do you live?
I live near Girish Park.
No, you live in Kolkata, right?
Yeah.
So, do you work in a Bengali company then, or West Bengal-based
No,
company?
It's actually originated from Singapore because
Okay.
when we started, crypto was not that much regulated in India,
Right.
So companies didn't feel safe enough to start here. So I worked at Zen Privix before that also, which was kind of a crypto-based company. They were making tokens like mutual fund of crypto, right? Something like that. So they were also based out of Singapore, just because all of the people were Indian, right? But they had to register in Singapore because crypto was not that well regulated in India,
Yeah.
right? So they didn't know that crypto could be banned next year, right? So that was also possible at that point.
Yeah.
So so it is based out of initially Singapore, then they registered in India.
Okay.
But now we have offices in Bangalore, Singapore, London, and we have employees in Germany. We don't have office there, so they work
see.
usually remotely.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like we have people in across the world.
Right. And where do you live? Do you live in India?
I live in Kolkata. I live in Kolkata.
দুটোই
as well.
মিউজিশিয়ান, দুজনেই মাইক ধরতে পারছে না।
I live in Kolkata as well. I'm a remote employee.
For which company? Hugging Face. Where are they based out of?
It's a French company, but we are pretty global. We have offices.
Right. So why aren't you working in any West Bengal based company? Aren't you a patriot? Don't you love your motherland?
Cite me an example.
Of what?
A company that I could work for, where I could
I have no
further
fucking
my
idea.
mind, where
How
my
about Trinamool
skills are-
Congress doing AI predictions for them, how many people they can kill?
I guess that won't be very fulfilling, because in my current role I get to
You get to oppress the poor people out of your capitalism.
that
Yeah.
B, put my skills into
Oppressing
like into like a global context. I would say, like, I get to work on things that have the chance to impact a global scale of developers, which I really personally resonate with, and then I get to work with the best of the best in the bunch.
You once worked with some doctors in Kolkata.
Yeah.
What was that all about? That was very surprising, in considering you being in your field. Once one fine morning, getting a call from a doctor while we were hanging out, and you get invited to explain to them and that how you can help them.
Yeah.
What was that?
So if I had to take a step back and explain why that happened in the first place, it's because of a thing called healthcare AI.
Okay.
Biomedical and stuff like that.
Okay.
So healthcare AI is basically like you're using AI to aid certain kinds of diagnostics. For example, let's say you have some images of some retinoscopy, or some, like, you have some images of the brain splats, and then you are basically using AI systems to predict if it has malignant cancer or if it can spot any tumors and so on. But that's not the final decision.
Okay.
You're basically aiding the doctors to see through specific regions of that
Oh,
screen,
I see.
and doctors are sort of using them to accelerate their decision-making process.
What are they basing these predictions on?
So basically what you have is,
What's the database full of?
so the database is just bunch of images, like MRI scans and
So the basic trends in whatever
Yeah,
usually
exactly.
happens
So-
to a cancer
So
patient.
how do you learn cricket? You practice it over a period of time, and then you basically
Training.
sort of, that's how it's done.
So who's directing, like, what's correct?
Mukhade.
So you have gold standard data, right? Like, you have years of data which doctors have personally and manually annotated. That becomes your gold standard data set. Then on a high level, you take this data set and feed it to a system, train it over a period of time, so that it learns to generalize well on unseen samples.
No, but I'm guessing.
But there's a human in the loop in the process.
Okay.
to verify
So
if the
a
annotation.
doctor human,
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
who knows the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But another thing is quantifying the uncertainty level. Like you are giving me a prediction, but what's your confidence level? So that sort of thing is also considered. So yeah, and healthcare AI is not at all uncommon. It's like one of the biggest companies working in this field is actually from India. It's called Cure AI. It's
I
based
see.
out in Mumbai, and it has
Wow.
clients in the US.
I see.
So they have been doing this for a long time now.
I see.
Yeah, a couple of grads from IIT Mumbai started this company,
Wow.
and they are actually working with a medical doctor. And in our company as well, we have a medical doctor from Stanford who studied medicine in Stanford. He is working on healthcare AI. So
I
it's
see.
pretty fascinating. I am also currently working with a couple of like biologists from MIT to work
Okay.
on an AI system that can express novel genes. So
I see. So we have an audience question here. I think even Google, not question, a comment. I think even Google did similar things regarding eye illness in India.
indeed.
Okay. Is AI assist allowed in India? I thought it was unregulated right now.
What do you mean by AI assist? If you are referring to something like AI assisted code or AI assisted writing, I don't think it's unregulated.
Okay. Uh, uh, he's also in the world of software engineering. He's asking, আমাকে তো দেশের বাইরে রিসার্চ করতে হচ্ছে given the politics in Calcutta University. Lots of stories to share there.
Oh yeah. I echo your feelings.
Oh, the follow-up is that in diagnostics, AI assist.
No, I think that landscape has changed quite a bit.
Okay.
In many hospitals, they are. I'm not gonna name some names, but in many popular hospitals, they are actually using AI to aid the decision making process. It's not completely automated. There's always humans in the loop, but the process of decision making is being accelerated.
Okay.
Like it's still in beta. It hasn't been commoditized, but
I
it's
see.
also not unregulated. So
I see. We had a viewer from Bangladesh who informed us beforehand that he won't be able to attend the live stream. So, but he has some questions and he'll check them out later on. Both of you, any of you who want to, who think the question is relevant for you, take it up. Okay. Sure. Shaibda, is data science course in government university courses worth it, or self-study is enough? Got BTech in data science in Indian universities to study in India. India program asking, as I am clueless about the data science field. This is the first question.
I guess I can take that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I will have to know the name of the university that is offering this course, because if it's coming from universities like CMI, Chennai Mathematical Institute, then hands down you should take it. But if it's coming from some random Tom, Dick and Harry, I think you should reconsider, because I am a self-taught practitioner myself. So I think there's a lot of value to be had in self-education if you can have a lot of perseverance, dedication and discipline to stick to a very strict regime and abide by that. But of course, university-led curriculums also have their own merits, because they are structured. You are always in the company of really brilliant folks, especially if it's institutions like CMI. But otherwise, I think you should really reconsider.
I see.
I would also like to know your stance.
Frankly, I would say, like, in some days this degree and everything will go in like shit, because nowadays what I feel, degree doesn't matter, first of all.
Okay.
And if you're able to work, right? And I think you guys remember some days ago, CEO of Infosys or some company just said that 90% of the engineers that comes out of college in India are practically unemployed, right?
That has been forever the case, right? From the
Not
very inception
exactly,
of the
not
industry. Even
exactly.
TCS, when it first came on the scene, had pretty unemployable employees only.
When you
But the
say
supply
from the-
wasn't enough, so that worked out.
No, not
Now the supply is high enough, but all of them are still
See,
unemployable.
Again, the point is that you learn through working, right?
Yeah,
You would
exactly.
also agree with
Yeah.
me. I literally had
Application.
no clue what I was doing in the first 1 or 2 months in my company.
Just not to digress, I think the participant is asking, even before working you need some formation, right? you need some chops on based off of you can work. So I think they are asking about building those chops, and if taking a course from a university is the right decision, or if is self education enough.
Right. So, I mean, completely, it's I would go for self-education, right? Like, I spent 4 years on college, right? Learned
What was your degree in?
BTech, computer science,
Okay.
right? But practically, I
And you
just
didn't do masters, right?
no, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a very bad student. Like,
Okay.
bad student as in I'm a doer, not reader or something like that. Like, if you give me something that I find interesting, I'll try to solve it, and I'll spend time on that. But if you give me a book, I'll not read it, right? I'm that kind of a person. So now, like, I did a 700 rupees course on Udemy, which taught me React, and from that I started getting into the industry, right? And then I worked my way through, right? Like, I literally built several apps, right? Like, I built around 7 to 10 apps within 1 year,
I see.
right? And I learned a lot, right? I did a lot of mistakes and I learned a lot. I spent a lot of time on that.
Exactly.
So effort matters, right? And the amount you can learn through self-learning, and as long as you can remember that, right? You never forget that.
Perseverance is also equally.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to keep doing it, right? And like, I'm a musician, Sayak is also a musician, you're also a musician, you
Gotcha.
all would agree, right? In music also, practice is everything, right?
Yeah.
The moment you stop practicing, your skills gets rusted and all.
Yeah.
Coding, I believe coding is also same, right? You, like, we might code a lot and do a lot of things, but in India what happens, like, I have seen like, if people have worked more than 7 or 8 years, they become manager, right? And once you become manager, you basically stop coding. That's what happens.
I see.
Okay. So, I mean, there is always a path that you can become an architect, or become a star developer or something like that, and there is always a way that you become a manager and just ask other people to work for you, right? So I never liked that way, so I always believe that I should be a developer. But again, we are deviating from the topic. But so the thing is that I completely believe the self-learning is the way, right? I mean, I'm that kind of a guy.
Take the last question.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to take the other ones
No,
as
I
well.
mean, I can absolutely take that, because like last.
We should go through serially, but
Yeah.
we absolutely take that. Take the last one. Coding is going to be difficult.
Self-teaching requires time because it depends on trial and error, and that was something I was going to add, that being allowed to make mistakes is the most key thing here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're working on your own project, right? I mean, you will make mistake, right?
Right.
And right now, again, I mean, I don't want to push that last question, but right now AI is there, right? So AI can help you in so many different ways. It can tell you what you're doing wrong, right? And in coding, yes, AI can actually help you on those things, because in the end, actually, I mean, syntax is not something you should be focusing on. I mean, I was just talking to another junior developer, and they were actually learning JavaScript, right? So they learned C, and then they were learning JavaScript. I was like, so they were like, we are trying to remember all the syntax. I'm like, why are you focusing so much on that? I mean, you can simply do a Google search, or AI is there. Like, once you know how it's working, right, or which function you need to use, what is available, then you don't need to know the syntax. Like, I mean, it definitely helps, but that's not your blocker, right? So yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult. So once you start self-learning, right now everything is available. Like, I mentioned a Udemy course, right? Why I mentioned that is, it's very structured. So that costed me 700 bucks. I mean, bucks as in Indian rupees, right? Not USD.
Right.
But even in YouTube, those contents are there for free, right?
Okay.
So you need to learn how to learn.
Exactly. Meta learning.
Exactly. once you do that, right? And right now, let's say you do a course, or you get a teacher who teaches you something, right? And in our field, right, in codes or something, not even a year will go by and things will change. The libraries will
Yeah.
change, right?
Yeah.
Not even a year. Like, I think in AI, it's like in weeks. Now it's happening in weeks. Okay. So you have to learn how to learn. There is no other
carry
way
my
to
laptop.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the only way, I believe.
Right. And now, yeah. Oh, Satu Dharabar. Now we'll take some audience questions. But first, again, just for context, I want people to know that Sayak Paul has written so many papers that his citations have crossed about some 3 million or something.
No, 3 million is a lot of citations, man. Come on. I mean, I don't.
He has
think
some insane numbers of citations.
Any scientist would have 3 million citations. I have just a little over 2,000 citations.
Ish. 2,000 sites. And how many papers?
7.
7 papers. So, what's the timeline? In how many years did you write all these papers?
I mean, it was not just me that wrote all those papers. I am fortunate enough to have collaborators from all across the globe.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a team effort. I'm currently in between some rebuttals and also have like a conference deadline to chase, which is next week. In another next week, I'll have another deadline to chase. So it's that. I think I started seriously writing and cared about writing solid papers from 2018. So 10 years.
Why don't social scientists get numbers like these? Even if they have written 5 papers, 6 papers, their citations remain also at around 10, 15, 20. What's the difference, do you think?
Well, I don't think I'm well equipped.
Yeah, just a guesstimate.
But my guesstimate would be they're probably focusing on topics that do not matter.
I guess the same thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Our Bangladeshi viewer is saying, sorry, I thought Sourav is a musician. No. All 3 of us are musicians, but they are also tech bros. And he is a front-end engineer. That's right?
Yeah.
Oh, finally, I got that term right. Front-end engineer at some place called Merkel Science. And they used to be bandmates. That's why the same t-shirt. And I used to be their sound engineer. Yeah, and they didn't plan it out that they'll both wear their band t-shirt. That was unplanned. This is just a happy coincidence. And I used to be their sound engineer. I did some of their recording, some of their mixing, some of their live sound engineering.
Or maybe it's that book.
That book is not in this home right now.
Oh, god damn. There's a book.
Okay. So now some of these quirky questions near the end, but we'll first go through, later on go through that viewer's previous questions as well. He had 2 questions pending. Yeah. So this is a follow-up question from the health
No,
AI
it's not
thing.
a global database.
Okay.
It's not a standardized database either.
Okay.
All the hospitals, or like a franchise of different hospitals, will have their own databases, because these kinds of databases will have all kinds of biases. Like, not all the machines will capture the retinopathy images in the same way, right? So aperture bias will be there. So it's not standard.
By the way, guys, we are planning to do this as a continuous weekend thing on every Saturday night. So it's going to be basically an Ask Me Anything sort of a session with all 3 of us. So tune in to our channel for that. Remember that this is going to happen every weekend. Sayak, in which field do you have your degree?
I did my BTech in information technology. We used to be college mates. He was in CSE, I was in IT.
What about research in diffusion models and MRI data of brain imagery?
Oh, wow. So they searched about what I work on. Nice. Yeah. I work in image generation and video generation, and
He's in Texas University, probably.
Cool. I use diffusion models.
University of Texas.
So currently I'm actually, the rebuttal that I'm working on, it's about alignment in diffusion models, like how you do better preference alignment in diffusion models. And then I'm also working on topics like self-correction, test time scaling, and so on. And test time scaling is the recipe that makes ChatGPT work so well. So I'm very interested in those. And brain MRI data, if you asked about using diffusion models to synthesize, you know, fake brain MRI data. I guess that's already in motion. Many folks are already trying it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Here's a comment again that Deloitte said that degrees are not required for hiring.
Good for them.
What do you think, by the way, Sourav? On this, you also agree, right?
That's an amazing thing, right?
Hmm.
Like I
Should I
promote
just-
this. I
হ্যাঁ,
promote
আর
this
ঢেকে দে পুরো।
absolutely.
নিয়ে একটু কাছে নে, মুখে নে। হ্যাঁ।
I mean I promote this absolutely,
Right.
right? Because when I was in college, I mean I mentioned, right, I'm very bad at studying or in exams. So if you
Right.
give me a problem, I'll try
It
try
takes
my
a
best
different
to
kind of
solve it.
personality to be good at exams.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that may or may not work out for your work life. That's the problem,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
So yeah, and I have seen lots of people who are not. So in my company only, there was a guy who used to work in who used to study electronics, right?
Okay.
And our company went there just to do campusing on CSE and IT.
Hmm.
It's a tier 1 college, no?
Yeah. So now this guy reached out to me through an email and he was like, I like front end very much. I have worked in these different things. I was like, cool, I'll get you the interview. Cracking it is on you, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
I can definitely get you the interview. That
Yeah.
much I'll do.
Yeah.
So this thing, right? I remember this was not there, at least in our times.
Hmm.
Or at least it was very rare, right? So yeah, I mean, as long as big companies are doing this, because see, for big companies doing this is also very difficult, right? Because they get so much applications and they have to have some parameters to filter that out. Imagine, like, if one interviewer gets around, let's say, 500 interviews for 1 week, can you do that? It's impossible, right? So you have to filter that out with some parameters, right? We can do that in startups because I mean we are not doing it at that scale, right? If we were doing it at that scale, we would also have to like put some parameters to it.
Yeah. Wait. No, we'll take these later on. So this is a funny question. Do you think Bengal is doomed, or do you guys have a doomed vision of Bengal's future? Kache?
Bengal as in people who are living in Kolkata or West Bengal, or people who can talk in Bengali? So it's a very, I mean, why I'm asking is like people who are living in West Bengal are not exactly Bengali, I believe. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak all these things in the live stream, but
Yeah, no real problems.
So,
Just very provocative.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, Bengal is not doomed. I mean, come on, if you go to Bangalore, there is so many people like. I knew this guy, he was director in Razorpay. Like every top company has someone Bengali sitting in the top. So how come you can say Bengal is doomed,
Right.
So now if you
So
say that,
Bengalis are not doomed.
no, definitely not.
Exactly.
So because I mean Bengalis are frankly very intelligent. Okay?
Right.
I mean I'm not saying extra or something,
Yeah.
but it's not how we are portrayed. Because
Yeah.
if you like, I don't know how you guys feel, but if you go to other states, like
Yeah.
let's say I went to Bangalore many times, they look at us at a very bad way. So I
Yeah.
went to office one day at around I think 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a client of ours from HDFC Bank. They came around I think 8:30 or 9 a.m. and came to the office and they were asking everyone what they do, where did they come from and all that. So I was like, yeah, I'm from Kolkata. The first thing they told me was like, how come you're so early here in office? So you get the thing, right? Like that's the image they have of us. And it's not
How?
because that's what people do in Kolkata. My friend only when he was in
Okay.
Kolkata, he would go to office at 12. He would come back at home around 4. Okay.
I see.
The same guy went to Bangalore, stayed with me. He went to office at 8 a.m. Came back at 7 p.m. Same person.
Yeah.
Okay. Because why it happens, even if you like to work, you go to the place, you will see other people are not working, so
The
you will also lose
environment
the. So, like, see, one thing Shayok mentioned was that he's working with the best people in the globe,
Exactly.
right? So that makes a huge impact how you work,
Yeah.
right? If my organization didn't have good people,
Hmm.
I would, like, no matter how much they are paying me, it would not matter because my growth will be very stagnant,
Yeah.
right? So that's why in Kolkata, like, everyone have this feeling that, let's not work. And also on top of that, the weather is, a plus, right?
Yeah.
Bangalore, I mean, that's a, like,
Yeah.
weather gets everything done, I would say. Like, you
Yeah.
don't even get tired. Like, I
Yeah.
walk for 5-6 kilometers,
Fuck.
and
Indeed.
I've never been to Bangalore.
Indeed.
so it's amazing weather.
The weather has its way of.
So, what do you think about Bengal's future? Is it doomed? সোজা কোম্পানিটার দিকে মুখ রাখিস
I echo Sourav's thoughts, but I think the people living in Bengali, they need to step the fuck up. At least our generation, they need to stop debating around biryanis. Like, I need aloo in my biryani and stuff like that, and need to get past this sense of pseudo communism just to look fancy. They need to start valuing the merits that come with capitalism, the kind of hard work, the kind of discipline it requires you to inculcate within your life, so that they can look past things. Because the folks that keep on chanting Karl Marx all day all along, they are, I guess, not contributing to the society in any constructive way.
Right.
Like, I am having to bear like huge amounts of taxes just to pay for their scholarships. Like, what the fuck? Like, at least contribute meaningfully. So that's where I stand.
No, but again, everyone is not there for
Mic is
nothing.
there, mic is there.
Everyone is like, they don't
when
bother.
that becomes a majority, that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
That has sadly become a majority.
No, that's definitely
Okay.
true, right? Like, as I was saying, like, 90% of the engineers that are coming out of college are kind of unemployable, and that's not wrong, I would say, because they first of all lack the urge to work. Okay,
I see.
It's a big word, I know, but
Hmm.
I mean, what I have seen, right? So there is a friend of mine. He's from Mednipur. Okay, I have been to his house, and it's a very small, what do you call that? Matir ghar, right? Pure ghar. So he has a sister and parents, right? He came to Bangalore. Like, we used to, pull his legs because his accent was so odd, and he was too shy to speak to anyone, right? He couldn't speak to any of our clients. But then, like, now he's working for, I think, Oracle. Like, he was working for Oracle a few years back, and he's earning very good, right? No one in his region earns that, but still, when he was getting married, there was a guy who couldn't even, like, afford a proper clothes, right? He was commenting that, why is this guy so dark and his wife so, bright? You get my point,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, so it has to be like, I have seen those people come out of their, those dark places. And I remember, so I went out for a smoke. It was so dark, and when I was returning, I was hit with a broomstick because of that ghost kind of, rumors they have.
I see.
Okay, superstitions. I
Okay.
mean, right? So that guy came out of that place and made his way out of that, right? So, and all on his own. I have seen him, right, going through everything.
Yeah.
So it's possible. It's
Yeah,
possible
exactly.
for every single person,
Exactly.
right? But people are not ready to, push that button, right? Like, I have also known lots of people who don't want to give that extra effort and get that extra thing, right? They're happy with whatever they have. So I mean, that's why I was saying to Sayak, right? It's a personal thing, but again, everyone thinks that way, and that's why we are getting taxed a lot. So
Yeah.
that's also.
We have a follow-up question on Kolkata. Assuming you guys are born and brought up in Kolkata, which we are, how do you not get pissed off? I came back here first time in 3 years, and just look at the dead eyes pissed me off.
I mean,
So you were saying that Bengal is doomed if they don't stop saying bad things about capitalism. Now you said you used a phrase called hard work, and that is a very triggering word for Bengalis. I think. Why should people have to work hard? Because we have been told that the land is free, the nature is
smart work,
free.
not hard work. It's
God is not giving you, is not asking for a payment for you. It's evil humans who have created taxes and even payments for things and economies and finances and currencies. Why are people so evil? Why do we have to work hard to acquire things? Because in the end, everything is free all around us in nature.
Yeah, eat on grass then.
Exactly. I mean, that's what happening in West Bengal, right?
Yeah.
You get the 5
No,
lakh plans.
I also had a follow up on
okay.
what you said.
Okay.
I forgot what you just said.
যে কিছু বাঙালি আছে যারা হার্ড ওয়ার্ক করতে পারে, সবাই চাইলে
No,
করতে পারে।
smart work and hard work.
Right.
How did you come to that realization? Smart work? You had to fail a couple times, right? So that's hard work as well.
No. My
See, you got to the point of smart work after putting in that effort.
Right.
After putting in that effort for a very long period of time, and then you came to the realization that okay, I got to start doing smart work, not hard work, which is mundane, which is monotonous in nature.
right.
So my advice to people is who are not doing it, first put some effort
Right.
and do it on a consistent basis, and then do things like okay, I can do smart work now. First you have to develop that chassis of being able to continuously put up that effort, showing up, putting up that work, and then taking lessons from those failures. Okay, I put in my efforts, probably it didn't go that way, probably it should have gone some other way. Now I have learned my lesson, next time I'll be better. At least do it a couple times.
Yeah. So we spoke about 10 minutes on loser Bengalis. Let's talk about some successful Bengalis like
Sanjeev
yourselves.
Sannal.
No, like yourselves as well. In the coming few days, you are going to give a speech at Stanford University.
Okay.
Why? Why are you so important that you were called in such an elite university when you hail from a tier 2 college or tier 3 college? What were you called by your ex-employer?
I would call it a random garbage, honestly.
No, but what did he call it?
Oh, you do not have any tier 1 affiliation, so you can't work on cool stuff.
What college did you study in? Tier 1.
Netaji
Tier-
Subhash Engineering College.
Okay.
It's called IIT Korea.
So why, just to play devil's advocate, why wasn't he right? Isn't Netaji Subhash not really that big of a college or a famous of a college? So
Yeah, it's not
why
a-
shouldn't he have expected?
Yeah, it's not a good college, but why should it matter? Like, I am giving you objective evidence that I can work on shit. Why are you not taking that as evidence enough? Why does my academic affiliation have to come to the picture?
Are their clients supposed to
I
be
used
interested
to work
in that?
for a research firm, dude. We didn't work for
So
clients.
do they need that data for funding? That no, all our scientists
It was
in
a
this
fairly
level.
well-funded lab. I mean, I'm talking about TCS research and innovation. What kind of funding would they need?
Right. Then why the fascination with the college name? Why the fuck? Because let's say you are worse of a student than people who got into better colleges, objectively, right? So, but
Maybe that is a filter they want to settle.
yeah,
with.
but since you can't change colleges in the middle of your course, obviously you would have to stay there in 3 years. And what if you improved in those 3 years?
Yeah, they are not going to take that into
That is the weird fucked up thing.
Yeah.
So now Stanford, why? And where other have you given speeches?
I'm going to take the first question first. Stanford, why? I'm going to give a talk at a course called CS25. The course's name is Transformers United. And it's a very popular course. I've been invited to give a guest lecture there.
Okay.
I'm going to give a talk on a topic called transformers for diffusion models, the stuff that basically generates cool images and stuff like that. So I've been working on this area for a while.
Most of our viewers are from this field only, so they'll know the terms.
I've been working on this area for a while. I get to work on a very popular library at Hugging Face, which is used by millions and millions of users. So probably they thought I know just enough to be able to put the pieces together and give a constructive picture of how the field has evolved to the students, which might be beneficial for them. And maybe they do see the value of, being hands-on, so to speak.
Right.
So probably that could have been the case. And regarding other venues, I have given in-person talks at venues like UCL, University College London, Imperial College London, University of Cambridge, University of Oxford. And I've given remote talks at MIT, UC Berkeley, and other colleges like AT&M, University, Texas.
Holy fuck. Good stuff. Then let's get to the other fun questions. Let me just scroll up a little higher. Yeah, this too we have discussed countless times among ourselves only. Mediocre coders will be washed out, much like every other profession. Music programming, everything.
Yeah. I want to add to that point. Just a small tad bit. Is like, if you are thinking that you are so intellectual that you do not have to take help from an AI assistant or something like that, you need to put that thought to an end. You need to start finding ways to be able to aid AI into your daily workflows of work and then see what's working out for you. Use tools like deep research, use tools like agents and so on, because there are AI systems like Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, which will actually help you to do your work better. If it's not, probably it's a pathological case, but in most of the domains, they will actually help you out. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I would agree with that, right? So like in last 3 months, I remember in my company, our CTO pushed every engineer of us that we have to use AI, right? He wanted to see commits from AI in our PRs.
I see.
So like in Git Lens, you can see all the commits, right? I even showed Sayak, right? Like Devin made a commit in one of our part of the code base. So now the thing was that, so we were doing lots of research on how to make AI work, right? So I work in front end, and frankly, AI is extremely bad at CSS or, different styling and stuff like that. I know. So there is already a MCP server for Figma. And with that, Claude 3.7 is also there.
I mean, if you train it to do CSS explicitly, it will do better. It's a general system.
So no, the problem with anyways, that's a different thing. I'll explain that later. So where I was like, so what we researched on was that, so let's say there's a tool, let's say there's a screwdriver, now there's a door lock. I can open that with a screwdriver. You can't. So it's a fault of yours or the screwdriver?
Screwdriver.
You can't open a door with a screwdriver.
I confused. I went a bit dyslexic.
So basically, if it's a tool, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't use the tool, that's your fault.
Yeah.
If other people are able to use the tool and do some productive stuff, right? Then they are going ahead. If you are not able to do that, you are going behind. That's all. And again, you have to keep in mind, AI is there to make your life easier, right? If you are feeling that, it's actually getting too difficult, right? You might be doing it in the wrong way. So rethink how you're doing it, right? Try to understand, because to me, AI is still a black box. I don't know why it works when it works. Frankly.
I see.
So I am still learning that. And not only me, right? Like even the models are getting, advanced and stuff like that. Previously, the prompts that not used to work, now they're working. So, I mean, all I can say is don't give up on them, right? And if you're giving up on them, you're basically giving up on yourself. So help yourself.
Now, we will get to the Coursera question, but first let's just take this quick one. Can you ask them whether they use LLMs for code reformatting? Which ones are good?
I mean, if they're asking about reformatting your code, I think there are static code checkers, right? Like rough, black, and so on. If you just do rough space dot py and you specify the line length and stuff like that,
I don't think. I mean,
they're probably talking about rewriting the code in some optimized manner. I think, I mean, most of the popular AI tools will be able to do that, and I do use AI tools from time to time when I'm not fairly particular about certain optimizations that I had introduced.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, and that guy is giving the follow-up that his university name you were asking.
No, discard it. It's not what
You'll get sued. You'll get fucking sued.
Happy to be sued. I think you had to add some stuff on code optimization using.
Oh, right.
अच्छा,
the
একজন
main
বলছে
thing-
যে রিফ্যাক্টরিং he meant.
Yeah.
Right.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা.
So yeah, we do that. We definitely do that. And AI is actually very fast at doing all that stuff, right? So in front end, we use TypeScript heavily, and most of the time, I don't, write that very, in detail.
Initial optimizations are always.
Yeah, always. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like wherever you see that AI can help you make your life easy, right? So commute per layer.
No. I mean, what mute করতে
I mean, I even use like a image. So I give it to cursor and ask it to give me the text out of it, right? Like I don't even want to do that myself, right? So whatever thing that can,
Nice, bro.
no, I mean it used
Considering you are a bro.
Yes.
it used to,
Bro.
but
He came
then
on.
I
We
worked
got introduced
with
because
Angular,
of
and
because he came on to debate me on communism. Now he's a libertarian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
so yeah, I mean TypeScript it used to give me a lot of headache,
I see.
but then I worked with Angular and I had to eat TypeScript day and night. So
What are your qualms about TypeScript?
I don't think
You'll get sued.
no,
I don't do
use
TypeScript.
Okay.
I do Python, CUDA, and stuff like that.
Okay. I was wondering why did you discourage him from coming to that university? Because what if that also produces future grades?
That could be.
And considering he's from a
but
worse off country, what if it's his chance to work here in this environment and then get known in this ecosystem and then his life works out better?
I don't think it's gonna be good because
Not better than Bangladesh.
No, I think because of the competitive landscape. If you want to come,
But what if that country doesn't even exist in 5 years? What if Pakistan or China buys it and then
don't
Then
do
he
that,
works in a sweatshop.
Don't do that investment.
become a sweatshop owner beforehand?
Don't do that investment. Save it up and use a small amount of money to do self learning.
Oh.
Save it up. To flee your country.
How do you build up your connections if you don't work in any if you don't learn anything in the university?
Oh yeah, that's a fairly good question. I guess I get asked about it a lot. Well, I do have like a very small network which I like to take pride in. I know people, they know me. We talk about a lot of work stuff, and I think I was able to build that relationship because of my public work. I think
Now we'll have to give a context of your trajectory because you were in TCS then.
Yeah.
And you were from a not tier 1 college up until that point, who had improved to some extent, is in TCS. Then you leave TCS. Then how do you build up connections after that when you've left TCS and you are from a small college anyway?
Okay. I think I started by just reaffirming that I have genuine interests in machine learning by just pursuing all the courses by myself and seeing, okay, this is making me feel interested enough. And then I started like writing about my learnings and I started putting them up online. So that's how I built up like a profile of public work.
I see.
Which got me noticed, and that's how I was able to strike connections very easily. People noticed my work. They, pointed out some flaws. I rectified them. The next article was better, and then I stuck to it. And then I started like contributing to like legacy code bases. People noticed me from there, And that's how I was able to like build very organic relationships, which has lasted me for years.
Right.
So that was pretty cool.
Right.
I have a unique story.
Yes.
from
Yes.
mine.
Go ahead.
So I mean, it's very short. So my bad habits actually got me all the connections.
I see. Okay.
So
Don't know. Don't know.
I mean,
Don't want to know.
I mean, in Bangalore, right? So I used to go to the companies as a fresher, and then in Bangalore, very few people smoke, and
Okay.
being from Kolkata, almost everyone smokes. So
I don't.
anyways, I mean, in Bangalore, you would probably see like 20 to 30% are smoking, right? Like, whereas in Kolkata, almost 80 to 90% smokes, right? So
I see.
in that context, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So whenever I went out for smoke in those companies, it's usually someone very higher up who would come with me for smoke.
I see. I see.
And that
Nice.
way we would always have at least 10 minutes to speak on some random stuff,
Bah.
and that usually used to be on the product or what the company is doing about, and that gave me so much context and that other people had no clue about. Okay, and that also gave me that that sense of freedom that okay, I can tell this person anything with good intention. Okay, and that guy will get me because I had that kind of bond. And this is just the beginning. I'm saying, like, so in office parties everyone knows that there is booze and stuff. So, and being that kind of a guy actually helped me in that time. Okay, because the companies, like, there was this company Spotdraft where we used to party almost daily. Okay, and our CEO used to promote all these things.
I see.
Right, like they work like crazy and they partied crazy as well. And that's a common culture in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay? So again, I mean, the person I'm right now, like, who doesn't do all these things anymore that much, I won't be able to do that again, right?
Yeah.
But because I was able to do all that and I used to do all that at that point,
Yeah.
it helped me a lot.
Right.
So yeah, it's like very different from what Sayak was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and funny.
This is an interesting follow-up from him again. That hey, Sayak just got a job as a C++ optimization engineer in UAE, but have no clue about computer vision, etc. How do you suggest I ramp up? Just a background: I have 8 years of development experience, but nothing in AI ML. Yeah, that's the end of his. No backend, not backend, Windows development, etc. Oh, backend, Windows development, etc. Right now, optimizing some algos.
I think, well, if you have like serious 8 years of experience in backend, I think you will be able to use that to start building some stuff around AI ML if you can do it seriously, because 8 years of serious backend experience means you have aptitude and you have perseverance, and that's why you probably got that $1 million job in UAE. So take it, like, start from any good course like fast.ai. They have a very good reputation, and take it from there. I think you will be able to figure it out.
He's like one of those viewers of ours, which I had told you that they are insanely academically rigorous.
Yeah,
so
they should be able to-
they are usually from STEM fields, but anytime I mention a social science topic or even an economics topic from or any libertarian topic, they immediately read up 5 books and ask me questions from those books.
They got a job in C++, which is the
Right.
most serious programming language ever. Like,
I
it's
see.
still used. Like, you are seeing some acceleration in your computer graphics card. It's C++ right there.
Okay,
So it's very serious in nature. So
I see. Now, Sayak, which social media you started posting on, LinkedIn or something else?
no, I didn't use any social media. I
I
used
see.
to post the code that I'm learning, so it was GitHub for me.
I
so
see.
if you go to my GitHub profile, you should be able to see. You should be able to get what I'm talking about.
Okay. Any opinions on Python to Julia shift?
I don't think our field is shifting to Julia anytime soon. There's a shift for many things related to memory overheads, like from Python to Rust. I think that shift was long coming, but I don't see our community shifting towards Julia. So yeah.
Okay. Is Perplexity a serious competitor to Google or
No.
ChatGPT? Okay.
No, they don't have the manpower to do it.
You'll get sued.
Yeah, okay.
College name is basically an IQ filter for companies that don't have the time to filter
Yeah,
manually.
agree.
Bengali's pride in being smart is often used as an excuse for being lazy. How did you escape that mentality?
Thanks to my parents. I come from a very lower middle class background, and my parents never taught me about any kind of government scholarships and so on. They were hardworking enough to put their own money, invest their
Ish.
own money into my education, and started inculcating the sense of ownership from a very early age. I started appreciating the value of discipline from a very early age. So I'm very thankful to them. So I didn't have to escape this mentality because
You never got into the mentality.
it never got into me.
Do you think music helped you in this?
I don't think so.
Okay, at
तो
least-
दिख तो बोल.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say music helped me a lot in this,
I see.
right? Because I was a classical musician initially, right, for 12 years.
I see.
And like before some exam, right, like I think second or third year exams, I used to practice 7 to 8 hours a day.
Vocals.
Yeah. And I have to like, I had schools and everything, right? So I would have 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour. So it's divided into multiple hours, right? And every single day for at least 2 months, right? So that level of, effort I have already given. So that was normal to me. And I knew how to get good at something, right? Once you know how to do something, right, you will be able to do that, right? Like, let's say you know what to practice in guitar,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you didn't practice. but
Exactly.
you
That
know what
meta
to
learning
practice.
helps, and it translates to every other field.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still see that every day, every other day. I have to apply something, some values, or some even way of thinking that I learned in my bike rides with my biking group in my long rides. Those principles, those experiences help daily in my life in some way or the other.
So, I mean, like as I mentioned, right, I was a very bad student. When I passed out of college, I had no jobs. Okay. I blindly went to Bangalore looking for jobs. I did like lots of exams, AMCAT and stuff. I did appeared in lots of interviews, but my English was not good. I got out of Mindtree because of my English. Can you imagine? Like in the first round itself, not even in the coding round, because I was good in like decent in coding at least. Okay? I could solve almost any basic problems. I remember in DirectAI I couldn't solve any of them. Otherwise, I could solve almost all of the coding.
Direct is a company. Indian.
Okay.
It's a very like that company broke my confidence. I remember.
I see.
Anyways, that's not the point. But like so in Bangalore, the first company that I got into, they literally taught me how to learn yourself, right? So in the interview itself, they were like, okay, you're good with coding, right? In another week, like I had exactly 7 days. In another week, I would have another interview where I would be interviewed in 2 languages, JavaScript and Python. Both of them were new to me.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about them.
Okay.
Frankly. Like they knew because they used to work on that, but I told you, like I was working with 5 different bands in college. I didn't do any study. So yeah, but I learned both of them in 7 days. Okay, 3 days for JavaScript, 3 days for Python, 1 day for revise.
I see.
Okay, and my eyes were red, not because of some weed or something. I literally studied everything, and I passed that interview. Okay, so before that, I had this concept. I learned C in like 2-3 years. I learned Java in like 6 months or 1 year. I would say 1 year. 6 months is a bragging or something. I mean, I didn't learn Java in so 1 year, right? And then learning 2 languages in 7 days, thinking that is possible, right? I mean, if I didn't have music in my life, I would never think that would be possible. Frankly.
I see. Interesting.
So that's why I'm saying that music helped me, right? So that level of effort that I can put, like nothing is impossible to me. That's the mindset.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So I know if I want to be a very good classical musician, if I practice 18 hours a day, I will become that.
Right.
Right. So so knowing what it costs to be what, right?
Yeah. And you see, classical music is one of those kalas you are supposed to minimum one of those colors that you're supposed to learn as an Indian from our very ancient culture onwards. And if we take Greek philosophy into question, then you're supposed to be fit at something, be a musician, be good at science, basically physics, natural, some naturalism, etc. And that's it. Those are the three basics. And after you are 16 or something, then you pick specific fields. But before that, you're supposed to know physics, philosophy, music, and wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, music is absolutely part of a life,
Right.
right? Like, even if you
Because
think,
it's your most creative and direct connection with the transcendent. You transcending this worldly, this material world. There's no other connection you can directly make. All the meditation or believing in God and stuff, that all depends on a whole lot of effort, if at all it happens someday. But music is direct right now. You're taking yourself and the people around you to a realm which doesn't exist. You're creating a world for them in real time. You are generating something as a real intelligence.
Indeed. You are the generator here, not
Exactly.
some external system.
Right.
Now, coming to your point on the Greek philosophy, even our school, I did my schooling from Jadavpur Vidyapit.
Okay.
Coming to your point on Greek philosophy, inculcating a sense of complete education, like having a taste of almost all the
mother fields,
cool virtues,
mother disciplines,
right?
Yeah.
Like even our school used to inculcate that kind of stuff, you know.
It was created by Sri Aurobindo and his friends as a counter to British education, to create revolutionaries.
You have cool science.
Yeah.
We used to get like really cool computer science education.
Yeah.
Like world-class teachers on Bengali and English.
Yeah.
And then we used to have work education where we had to build stuff like paper, flowers, basically stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we also had our physical training.
Yeah, even Brotachari.
So we had all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, like 5 years ago, since when did we start moving away from these things? Like the complete sense of education, and then your mind probably has tested different kinds of flavors. Now you're free to choose, okay, what suits you the best.
Yeah.
Like when did we started?
After socialism took over our country, then we started specializing like insects. Wait, we have more follow-up questions from those guys. Yeah, he's saying I have only optioned in PDEU. Where's that? Which requires $3,500, and the Acharya Nagarjuna one would take around $2,500 to $2,800 per year, maybe. I'm asking because in Bangladesh either you study or do a job. No self-study. Self-study is a permanent tag that I'm useless until I can show the money, which would take at least 1 to 1.5 years. I will be made a pharmacy boy or Jamati Hindu Neta before that.
Oh, okay. Bye. So nothing was spoon-fed to me. When I was doing my self-study, I was also building my profile of projects, right? That's what I covered briefly.
You're saying it can work out in the international market. It doesn't have to be in Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's what. I was not targeting.
Yeah, that's what you'll have to explain to him.
Specifically,
he hasn't considered that option.
Okay. No. That's the power of self-learning. You get exposure on an international basis. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
can you go through the motions how to make those specific? Let's say how do you stumble upon your very first connection?
Yeah, for sure. So you learn something, right? And then
give an example of a something.
So let's say in data science you learn about a particular topic. Let's say a complex topic of neural networks, maybe. Then you code up a neural network. You start putting it on your GitHub profile. Then you move on to the next complex topic. You do something about it. Maybe ask ChatGPT to generate you some cool ideas, what to work on that might be interesting enough. Then you again put it up on your GitHub profile and you start sharing about these things on social media platforms like X, Reddit, Hacker News, LinkedIn. And you do it over a period of time. And if you do it on a consistent basis, chances are quite likely that someone is going to notice you, and you can basically take things from there.
You are also contributing to open source code.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Open source code is one form of having some public evidence, but there can be other multiple public evidences as well. Like working on an exciting project all by yourself, That's also an
No, no,
open source
I'm-
contribution.
I'm asking about, you must have worked on some popular repo, right?
Or that's like contributing to some legacy code bases.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one part. But also working on exciting projects on your own, like which will live under your GitHub username. That's also exciting
Yeah,
enough. And then working on technical pieces where you basically share your experience of the journey that you had to take to work on that project. What difficulties did you face, like on a technical level? Like you describe the system design, you walk the readers through the most difficult and challenging parts of your code, you basically draw out all the cons and stuff like that. That's also a public evidence of your knowledge. So those things equally count.
Between MTech in top IIT versus a job or placement around 5 to 7 lakh per annum, which one to go?
IIT MTech.
IIT MTech.
If you ask me, I would go for the job.
জোরে না জোরে বলিস না, নর্মাল বলে আমি ফর্মে বাড়ি বাড়ি
The
দিচ্ছি।
domain. Which domain?
Yeah, true. No, again, like MTech in IIT, I personally, again, I don't value reading that much because that degree will take you nowhere. If you think that you can spend that 2 years in actually learning something and use that some way, then definitely go ahead, right? But in a job, what I feel that the amount or the salary doesn't matter. Okay, if that is good enough for you to pass by, then I think that's fine. I don't think you need to think
But
about
also the
saving or
opportunities.
something.
I think also the opportunities will have to matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Exactly.
if they are amortizing the low pay with the kind of surrounding and the challenges they are going to provide to the candidate, I think that's still okay. But if the low pay is not justifiable with the kind of work environment they are going to provide, I think
Next question is,
there has to be reconsideration.
why is perplexity?
Again, it's dependent.
There are
what
lots of
kind
trade-offs
opportunities
to be
you get.
considered.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why is Perplexity and Grok so much unfiltered? It's just a marketing tactics, right? Or just to compete with Google and GPT?
Yeah, could be, or maybe they have had requests for
Please tell your
free speech.
Please tell your top 5 movies of any language in Bengali and worldwide.
What the fuck? It's a bad question.
মানে এটা তো aim এ তো ask me anything. They can ask other stuff as well. Like he has asked that do you get a girlfriend by learning DSA, or do you require
I'm gonna
GSOC?
take this question first.
Yeah. Top 5
5
question.
movies is first would be
বাংলার গুলো আগে বল। Top 5 Bengali movies.
Challenge.
Yeah. If you had said পথের পাঁচালী, I would have kicked you out of my home right now.
চ্যালেঞ্জ আমার খুবই ভালো লেগেছিল। পথের পাঁচালী আমি পুরো দেখিনি তো।
Okay. English.
চাপনি I can't say to it.
Yeah.
Challenge. Second, Bomkesh Bokshi.
Which fucking Bomkesh Bokshi?
The first
Rajputs.
one that Anjan Datta had started with.
I see.
That was pure class.
Hmm.
Third is Madly Bangali. Fourth is Bhuter Bhovishot. Fifth is Baishe Shravan.
I see. Sourav, yours? তুই ইংলিশ গুলো ভেবে রাখ।
First would be ইচ্ছে, দেখেছো?
No.
ইচ্ছে একটা খুব মানে অদ্ভুত বাংলা সিনেমা ছিল।
ইংলিশে।
স্টুডেন্টের
ইংলিশে।
So movie name is in Bengali, so okay.
It means desire.
No, yeah, it means desire, but the movie was based on a small boy who actually wanted to do some other stuff, but his mom had other dreams for him, right? So it was based on that, and like I resonated with the movie, so that's why it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, top 5.
So that's my first one.
I see.
Second would be Bhutar Bhovishot. It's a very funny one. And, I liked all the dialogues and stuff. Jatishwar is a very good movie. I like the songs of it also. Very good acting as well, I would say. I mean, rest I can't mention, right? Because so these ones I mentioned because they have some some mention in my life, some in a way or the other. You know, some events or something is there.
I see.
But yeah, others I can't mention for Bengali because I mean I watch a lot of movies, but it's like I'm having lunch. I just need to get my brain off.
Yeah,
some
light
work or
watch.
something. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So if you ask me what happened in the movie, I'll give you a brief of 5 minutes, like the entire movie in 5 minutes. But if you ask me what was the name of this character or what he was wearing or something like that, I
Yeah.
can't tell you that. Right? So yeah, I mean, I'm not that kind of a movie watcher. So
Yeah. Someone is saying mic is bad. Sorry to say, no. This mic costs better than your entire mobile phone and your headphone set. But the problem is, he doesn't know how to hold a mic. So he's going on shifting the spots. So
mic, okay?
he's going on
This is a
shifting the.
condenser mic. You're not
That's
supposed
Nasana
to hold
Jan
the
Uthan ke door se
condenser
labne.
mic.
So he has to hold it in a wrong position in every few seconds. I'm going on changing the input volume, and that's why the texture and the quality is different in every letter. So anyway, my favorite Bengali, তুই ইংলিশ গুলো ভেবে রাখ, ঠিক আছে? এবার তুই ইংলিশ গুলো বলবি, আমি আগে বাংলা গুলো বলে নিই। তো my favorite Bengali movies are in rank 1 Bong Connection, rank 2 Bhuter Bhobishot, just as him.
And me.
What was your rank for Bhuter Bhobishot? 4.
Oh, I said it unordered.
Not really.
I said it unordered.
এখন তুই সামাল
Fucking
দিচ্ছিস।
hell.
Absolutely not. পুরো সামাল দিচ্ছে এগুলো।
I said it
He doesn't want to be left out from our club of
said it
Bhuter,
unordered.
from the
He
Bhuter Bhobishot
wanted
club.
to put emphasis on challenge. That
Oh
was
yeah,
the
I like
reason.
challenge very much. I like challenge very much.
You made many people go deaf by the way you shouted.
Yeah, that's okay.
You'll get sued for that as well.
Sure.
So rank 2 is Bhuter Bhobishot for everyone who understands movies and later on complain about not ranking them according to hierarchy. And rank 3 is Dotto versus Dotto. Then Madly Bangali, Cholo Let's Go, and special mention Gandu, of course. Now the top 5 English movies or any language movies. If you have seen some, if you're a movie buff and have seen many great Korean or French black and white sex movies.
Nigerian movies
Yeah.
as well.
No, even film buffs don't mention many good movies from Nigeria. So you'll have to choose between France and South Korea and Japan.
Oh, okay.
But that's just for playing Kolkata Babu. But
Okay.
English would be preferable. English list.
Yeah. Deep Impact. Then I'll have to go with Gladiator. Okay, let's take it ordered. First would
Oh, even this was also not ordered. Why does someone mention top 5 if it's not ordered?
Okay.
Why would someone do that?
Okay. First would be Lone Survivor.
Hmm.
Second would be Deep Impact. Third would be Gladiator. Fourth will be what was that movie? Hannibal Lecter. Silence of the Lambs. Fifth would be hard one.
Yeah, there are too many just movies to choose from.
Fifth would be any movie by Jake Gyllenhaal. Southpaw.
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh no! I have a fifth movie.
Okay.
It's by Dwayne Johnson, Green Adam Gang.
Right. Okay then. People who have been saying that Dwayne Johnson will finally get to show his acting skills in this upcoming MMA movie are wrong and have not seen Green Adam Gang. So go ahead, Sourav. What are your top 5 English movies?
First one would be not exactly English. It would be a
Fair enough.
Japanese actually.
Oh, he's a movie
I
buff
mean,
from Kolkata.
Your Name. Have you seen that movie?
No.
So it's the actual name is Kimi no Nayo.
Okay.
And yeah, the English translation is Your Name.
I see.
Now my movies are not because of how good the movie is, but based on what impact it had in me or my life. So the next one would be Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. 36th Chamber of Shaolin. And then that movie, what was that Dogecoin wala dog, what was that movie?
Hachiko,
right. Hachiko. How many left?
No, none left.
Okay, cool.
5 done.
Perfect.
We got a weeb. He has confirmed. Fans of Makoto Shinkai, I guess. Elon said remote work is cheating or something bad about remote work. How does Sayak and Sourav feel?
Please go ahead.
Fuck Elon. Elon ने हमको Starlink बिकवा ही खरीदवा ही लिया.
I guess if Elon sees it that way, it's his opinions. but
अगर Elon भैया ने बोला है तो कुछ सोच समझ के ही बोला होगा.
maybe
We can speak in Hindi, by the way.
maybe his opinion.
English is not necessary.
I'm
We
not
don't have
good
too
in
many
Hindi.
Tamil viewers.
I'm not that good in Hindi.
তাই নাকি?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not even me.
ভূমিপুত্র ও আচ্ছা তো ব্যাঙ্গালোরে কি ভাষায় কথা বলতে
Obviously English.
সবার সাথে অটোওয়ালা পানওয়ালা
হিন্দিতে কথা বললে we would get stared down.
so they know English.
Even if they do not, they would at
Everyone
least
know English.
they would at least assume we are from Indiranagar. Hey, Indiranagar boy.
I see.
So, that's okay.
I see.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So Elon ने बोला हो तो सोच समझ के ही बोल
maybe Milan
फेटे जाओ
maybe Elon formed his opinion after seeing the
just because I spoke like a Bihari you said like a Bihari.
the fucked up condition
Yeah.
of Twitter before
Exactly.
acquired it.
Yeah.
Maybe his thoughts are coming from that
Hmm.
situation. But personally speaking, I have always wanted to be a remote employee. I have been a remote employee since 2018,
Hmm.
so I can speak for myself.
Hmm.
And our company is also remote first. There
Yeah.
are lots of cool companies like GitLab.
Hmm.
They're remote first companies.
I see. So
There are merits and demerits of working remotely,
yeah.
but I guess you will have to understand
Yeah.
your trade.
I mean, frankly,
Kasha.
I don't care what Elon says, right? Because I mean, Elon can think whatever he wants, right? Like he aims for certain things, okay, and certain things are not possible without that level of sacrifice, and we are not targeting that. So why would we care about it, right? Am I targeting to make a company like SpaceX? Can I even think like that right now?
But even if you had the skills to work in, let's say, do you have the skills to work in SpaceX right now, or
I'm
Tesla,
not talking about working in SpaceX. I'm talking about
or
creating
Tesla?
SpaceX.
No, I'm saying, would you be not able to work remotely in Tesla or SpaceX?
See, as Sayak mentioned, there is always pros and cons for doing these things.
It's about the ability, like
So,
Ability of whom?
would you be able to relocate to United States to work for SpaceX?
so
No, but
okay, let
why
me-
can't you?
no, wait. So, see,
Let's say if Elon allows,
Hmm.
then will you be able to? Will your skills allow you to work remotely, even in companies like SpaceX and Tesla, or are those companies designed in a way that
you're
you'll?
not getting the
Taking
point.
this
It's
question
not about skills. You're not getting the point.
I
It's
see.
not about skills. It's about mentality.
So you'll have to hang out with the CEO.
And no. See, there are some pros and cons of working remotely. So the pros are mostly on my side because I'm getting lots of freedom. Okay. There are some pros for the company as well. They are getting more times, flexible times and all. But again, that boils down to the mentality of the
Employer.
Employee. No,
I
employee,
see.
Right?
I see. Okay.
And not only that, now let's say you're working on a very tight project or some very war zone kind of a thing, right? Then you need your people in that place, right? Because that solves a lot of communication problem. It moves very fast, right? And as far as I know Elon, I have never met him, or I know very little about him, right? Only about the articles I have read, or the videos I have seen him in, right? So based on that I can't comment, but he doesn't look like a person who would do bullshit, right? So if he's coming to office, he would expect you to be there as well,
Yeah.
right? So my point is that it doesn't matter what he's thinking. Do you think he's employing every single person in the world? No. So there is so many different companies that are actually caring about your work-life balance, right? There are companies who don't care about work-life balance. There are companies who only care about the quality of work or something else. So you go to that company which suits your needs, right?
Is it true that some companies who do care about work-life balance will always get outworked and outcompeted by the companies who don't care about work-life balance, or do some companies work better just because they have work-life balance?
No. There has to be a golden line always,
Hmm.
right? Because I have worked with it's actually a very good thing I can compare, because I worked for Chainalysis, which was the company was in Denmark, right? So
Hmm.
a European company and work culture,
Hmm.
and the same product we are building in an Indian company,
Hmm.
right? So I'm directly seeing the difference,
Hmm.
right? So first of all, I would say we would get a lot of time and lot of resources to build a certain thing, right? Which right now will not happen,
Hmm.
because that is not even possible. We don't have that kind of resource.
Okay.
Okay, so completely two different scenario, but yes, the quality varies, right? Like if we are getting that much of time and resources, the quality of work will definitely be better,
Okay.
right?
That's
But
yeah. Go
I
on.
mean, again, remote work has nothing to do with it, because in both the companies I was working remotely.
Okay, I see. One funny question: why all Bengali people have glasses? Is it genetics? Genetics. We were always told that eating a lot of fish will save our eyes, but I guess we overdosed on fish and therefore destroyed our eyes.
I overdosed on lots of games, computer
Right.
games. So
They read
For
a
me, it
lot.
was reading.
Yeah, me as well. I guess. No, I was told that as long as I keep growing taller, I'll keep increasing my power, and the negative sense of power in my eyes, because my cornea will stretch according to my height. Maybe too much reading is harmful. Better to spend time in nature. How to self-learn to be hireable, so that one can avoid the things that aren't required, as the tech rabbit hole seems to be deep. Interesting question.
Um, well, I think books and following like system design interviews can help you a lot.
Milton, by the way, we will do Bengali podcasts as well. One weekend will be English, one weekend will be Bengali. So finally, some good podcasts in the world will happen for the first time in Bengali as well. You are welcome.
So I think constantly following up on the question patterns that are asked at like really cool companies, that will keep you up to date, and they will help you to cut the clutter quite a bit. And being up to date with like all the latest and greatest of system design will help you build your overall chops of how to go about designing a complex system like Google search maybe, or even Spotify, or even YouTube,
I see.
and stuff like that. So that way you should be able to disentangle what disentangle between what you should learn next and what you are learning is relevant or not. So that will give you like a very tight knit reality check.
Right. Now let's get back to that question. What do you think of Coursera?
Oh,
Our
wow.
old friend.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Coursera.
let's just give them the context. That's a fun context. We got introduced through Coursera to begin with. He was in my friend list for a long time because he was a guitarist who was kind of junior in the scene, and I had already spent about 3 years in the scene by then. And he was in my friend list. We had never spoken to each other. Then we both did a Coursera course on Introduction to Music Production, which was affiliated with Berklee College of Music. And after completing that course, it was a 6-week online course. I posted my results. It was something like 97.1 or something. And he said, oh no, mine was 97.3. And he said that, oh, I also did this course and I got 97.1. And then we spoke to each other and we found out he lives like 15 minutes from my house. And that's how we got introduced for the first time. And then I came to know that he has a band. Then I met with him and then we got to working together. So we became friends because of Coursera. Holy shit. Yeah. So let us know what great things Coursera did for you.
So Coursera introduced the concept of massive open online courses, right?
MOOC.
It was brought to the world by a Stanford professor whose name is Andre Young, who also co-founded the Google Brain team back in the days. So I started doing Coursera stuff back in 2014. I started doing Coursera stuff back in 2014. Back then there weren't many, and I was looking for like really good study materials in machine learning, and
Hmm.
Coursera was the only one. And
Yeah,
Coursera
exactly.
has never given up on the quality. And Coursera has like so many things to offer. Like
Yeah.
then I got introduced to the mathematics course offered by the Imperial College London team. They have courses from Oxford. They have courses from basically all across.
Do you have any unfinished courses on Coursera as well?
A lot?
How many?
15.
Sad shit. Yeah, I have about 4 or 5 unfinished
That's what
courses.
free education does to you.
Yeah, you are spoiled for choice. But still, we ended up completing many as well. How many have you completed on Coursera?
16.
I see. Yeah, I have completed 5. Microeconomics, 2 on microeconomics from University of Pennsylvania, not Penn State. Um, 1 on financial markets from Yale, taught by a Nobel laureate himself. He's just very old, so you have to listen to him on 1.5x, and then it's all fun. And 3 from Berkeley, Introduction to Music Production, The Art of Music Production, and Introduction or Art of Songwriting or something like that. Yeah, and many juicy ones were left unfinished.
And I think Coursera
1 on
also
rock history.
taught the world about the importance of MOOCs. Like MIT
Exactly.
started doing open courses.
Now everyone does MOOCs.
Stanford has its own
Yeah.
MOOC series.
Peterson Academy.
No, but I think we are not talking on the
Mike there.
actual context, on the actual question. Can you actually find the question?
The question is, what did you think of Coursera?
Okay.
They
But
मुखे ने
it
मुखे ना
was also about
हाथे
like,
ने
if that is
काछे ने
that is compared to the traditional other educational
Yeah.
platforms, right?
Yeah. How was it important for you, or was it important for you at all, Coursera?
For Coursera, I mean, see, again, it's just a platform, right? So it can be Udemy or something to me.
But
as well.
it
can
didn't
also
exist
be-
when Coursera first came out.
when I did
Everyone
it, it
is
was
a
there.
Coursera of that
So-
field.
No, again, my point is, so are we only talking about Coursera?
Yeah.
Or okay. So yeah, I mean, frankly, I haven't used
I
it
see.
that much. But yeah, I mean, I used to use Udemy a lot because
I
I
see.
found a specific person
Hmm.
whose courses I found very easy to grasp for me.
Hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
So that is what you should be looking at. I mean, don't look at a specific platform or something, right? Look for a specific teacher or I mean a person or a specific type of things that you can grasp, right? A specific format. So in Udemy, I mean, I used to see the courses were designed in a specific way that okay, this first you'll see a video or then you'll have assignment, the way you'll submit the assignment, then there is a community where you will do all the I mean, I'm guessing the same things would be there for Coursera as well,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, it's just that I like that person's approach of teaching. I mean, I still follow that person for
exactly.
because the front-end libraries are always changing and all. So
Right.
my point is that the platform is not important. You can also do it from YouTube for free. It's just
I
that
see.
you need to know what you want to learn.
Yeah,
right?
like when I did the microeconomics course on Coursera, after that I found out many microeconomics courses from all over the world on YouTube as well. So New York University, MIT has the best microeconomics courses. Even Abhijit Banerjee's entire course for which he got the Nobel, that entire course is taught. That entire book is research is taught as a course.
Okay.
Both him and his wife teach there. Teach that specific course, and the other guy who collaborated with them.
The lectures are online.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
It's a 37 lecture series. Then microeconomics, great course. Oh, and the one of the best sociology courses I've ever done online, New York University's entire season.
No, but now I think the point is that so let's say you go through an entire course, okay? Do you think you're taking away 100% of that?
Never.
I absolutely believe you're not even taking away 20%
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. Okay.
That's what
So-
happens with even any books. Therefore, you'll have to read
exactly.
multiple
So
books
the
on one
point
topic,
Is that you have to go through it multiple times over and over.
or do
again.
multiple courses on that one topic.
Yeah. That is also a very good solution, right?
Yeah.
So what I preferred is that go through it until you completely understand it.
True.
Right? Until you can.
There are many
not
books I'm
find
still
any
going on
doubt.
reading for the 4th time, 5th time.
Like,
Yeah.
do you do entirety of
Kachadev?
Python?
কাছে দিদি সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কথা বললেই
You do not do an.
তারটা ছিঁড়ে দিস না, তারটা ধরতে হবে না, এটা কাকার মাইক না।
You don't do
Feedback আসবে
entirety of a programming language in your job, right? You only do specific parts of it.
Yeah.
Props to you if you do, but it's only the specific parts that are required, right?
One book recommendation for you guys: Industry 4.0 by Dr. Bhushan Kelkar.
I mean, even before that book was written, we were taught about Industry 4.0 at TCS, so
I see.
it's already outdated.
I see. Oh, by the way, people must also know you have written a book as well. What was that book all about?
Let's not get into that.
Why not?
Let's not get into
Why not?
that. No. I'm ashamed of the book.
Did you write wrong things?
I didn't write.
Aste.
I
Kache
didn't-
ache mic
I
ta.
didn't write wrong things, but no.
Then what the fuck? It's still online. You can still buy it on Amazon.
No. That's. I could have written it better.
Yeah, of course. My first song could have been better, so I'm going to delete it from YouTube or what?
I don't know. I'm not too happy about the book. That's it. Yeah.
Last book you read?
Me?
Yeah, all three of us.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you have the mic.
Well, it's about CUDA, parallel programming
Okay.
in GPUs.
Okay. Sourav?
I mean, the last actual book I read would be like paper book would be probably something in my college. I don't even remember. I don't read much.
Right.
So yeah, it would be some JavaScript book.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. They are saying that if it wasn't hentai, then it's okay. The last book I read was
did you even get those in India, like actual paper book and stuff?
hentai.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So I mean, it's
Mic
for
মুখ থেকে
them.
দূরে নিস না।
I can check in
It's for
Japan.
them.
Yeah. So, last book I completed was along with you guys only, Dr. Janki Bakle's book on Veer Savarkar. If one asks for a AI roadmap, what would you guys recommend? YouTube channels, book names, or courses? Or something in all these three, okay? What YouTube channels would you recommend? What book names and what courses?
I have a Google document that goes over these things in details.
I see. Tell us more about it. More about
Link.
where you can find it.
bit.ly bit.
Let me just type it out in the comment section then. This is fun. No. ক্যাপিটাল লেটারে হচ্ছে গ্রাম থেকে আসা ছেলে বড়
আমার পাটাকে চিপেই দাও।
I don't think the link will be visible here, in the comment section. Let's see.
You can.
I think
স্পেস দিয়ে দে, ঠিক আছে? ওই ডটগুলোর মাঝে স্পেস দে, দাঁড়া ডটগুলোর মাঝে স্পেস দে, নয়তো ওটা ডেলিভার হবে না। Ignore all the spaces, okay? Go ahead. দাঁড়া ডট ly টাতে একটা স্পেস দিতে হবে। ইয়েস, আমরা সারাক্ষণ এখানে নানান লোকে নানান লিংক পেস্ট করতে যায়, কিছু হয় না। এন্টার মেরে দে, হয়ে গেছে? FAQs তো ঠিক আছে। ওকে, দেন লাস্ট বুক ইউ রেড, 5-star রিভিউ দেবো অ্যামাজনে, বলে দাও। They're talking about your book. They want to give 5-star ratings to your book. Do you think that that course of machine learning by Andrew Ng is worth it on Coursera?
It is.
Hmm.
CS2 to 4N. CS230N, I think.
Okay. I learned music writing on
Who's
software.
that guy? Mukhene.
I was telling him Mukhene. That's why he is pointing that out.
Oh, okay.
I was going on telling him Mukhene.
Okay.
I learned music writing on software by myself and some applications. Oh, nice. As a hobby. I can write some points about music if interested. What's the opinion on Western medieval
Do you want to
metal
try it
baroque
right
style?
now? Writing music on ChatGPT.
Um,
Share screen and just try it.
On ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Let's try.
It can generate music.
Let's try.
Since when can it?
Let's try. No?
I mean, let's try to create a prompt
That will
on
make good music.
ChatGPT.
Oh, we saw
Then-
it, no?
Yeah,
Hey, we saw
sudo
it.
AI.
Suno AI. Let's try.
No, first let's.
We're not
create
going to get any copyright, right?
No.
it.
So
Suno
let's-
AI is copyright free, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we will create a prompt using ChatGPT,
Hmm.
then
And
feed
then
that
feed that
prompt
to Sune.
Mic talk
to
the other?
Sune AI.
Okay. Now I'm just social dhar. No, then we will do it the next day because we'll have to go through our ID and all that will be visible or people will have to wait. So we'll prepare that
You can
beforehand.
already share the screen.
Yeah, that I can, but the login and all we'll have to go
but
through.
We would need someone's account who have all those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have pro subscription.
I have
Yeah.
I also have, but those are my companies, so I can't.
No,
use
I
them.
have pro subscription.
Okay. It even tells you specific raga which is suitable for lyrics and oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So you
Then
can
we are
literally
screwed.
say the chord structure,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time signature,
Yeah,
every single.
we will play with Sune.
Yeah, on the next live stream then. It sounds very boring and antithetical to my existence, but we'll go through it nonetheless. Why all Bengalis? Yeah.
Someone suggested us to go and appear on Didi number 1 and inspire the youth.
Yeah. Imagine this is Didi number 1. Imagine I have breasts. Hello, Shayok. What do you have to say to the youth of Bengal? Aren't you proud to be the intellectual descendant of Rabindranath Tagore?
I'm not an intellectual.
Oh. You are a coolie for capitalism. And you look down upon people who don't work hard and who are fat and who are bad in studies
Fat and
and lazy.
lazy, yes. Bad at studies, I can't complain. Fat, but not doing anything to improve their condition, yes. Yeah, and just
The upbringing that you were talking about.
giving excuses for nothing.
Yeah, like thyroid or
Yeah, my mother had thyroid and she was able to reduce it down.
yeah, just by intermittent fasting.
And just movement.
So you were talking about upbringing. Let's say you got to where you are today because of your upbringing, and you are from the upper castes, where you oppressed us lower castes for thousands of years.
As upper caste,
No, caste.
Then how is it upper caste?
Everything up until Vaishya is upper caste.
I mean, we didn't get any benefits.
I am also an upper caste, but below you guys.
But I didn't get any benefits.
No, but you oppressed us for
How
thousands
do you-
and thousands
how
of
do you
years.
know below-
Why do I have to bear the consequence of that?
Because you had such great upbringing, which I guess everyone else doesn't have. Then therefore they need reservations to qualify.
My parents didn't inherit anything.
What did you
Maybe
inherit?
some
What
gift.
sets you apart from the lower castes then? Does anything set you apart from the lower castes?
I guess
Who allegedly can't get into any good universities unless they have
I mean, I also
they have
didn't go to
reservations.
any good university.
Huh?
Unless they have reservations, they won't be able to get ahead in life. That's the argument with reservations, right?
No.
What the fuck is the argument, do you think?
Oh, if that's the argument, I think it's pure strawman.
What did you think the argument was for all these years?
Yeah, I know.
By the way, when I asked his caste for the first time, when I started getting into discussing social science for fun, I asked his caste and he said general. He didn't know what his caste was.
Why the fuck would I care about my caste?
Because you oppressed my people for thousands and thousands of
sure.
years. So, what do you think the argument is in favor of reservations?
Oh, I know. I know for a fact that has always been the argument. What I am, I guess, what I'm professing is that it's strawman.
I see. What do you think of this fact? Why do you think reservations exist? কাছে নিয়ে এত
I mean, it
নে মুখে নে?
exists for a certain reason, but it's not used for that reason. That's the issue. I think it should stay there, but that happens with every rule or law, right? Like, it is there for a certain reason, but it's not being used or implemented for that, right? So even if you imagine the CA, right? People thought that it would do something bad, but did it do that, right? So
It wasn't implemented.
that's the thing. That is the thing.
আরে কাছে
I mean, it's all about the implementation, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you ask me directly,
So you are saying that lower castes are not lacking in anything that you guys didn't have already.
I was pretty privileged. I can't comment on that.
Then therefore shouldn't someone get reservations just because people like you had privilege?
No, I mean,
But what kind of privilege? Which let's say Shayok is saying that he didn't have.
No. So I'm saying I was privileged because I came from a better financial background. Okay.
Okay.
That
Kache
has
de.
nothing to do with caste.
Kache ne.
That has nothing to do with caste.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice graduation from Mukheni to Kachi.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that is what you're checking, then that's fine. But caste has nothing to do with it.
Hmm.
I'm privileged based on my financial background, not caste.
The argument usually people usually say no, that even matters. Even if you are rich, or if you are not rich, you still have something called cultural capital and social capital, and therefore you are privileged.
In
But here
some
I'm
places that could
here
be
I'll give you the
possible.
counter argument from leftist or pro reservation people, even in terms of just economic wealth as well, because they will say that you can afford better schools and better tuitions, even which lower castes who are usually poorer, they can't afford, then therefore they need reservations.
Are they even? I mean, see, I have seen the actual data. My dad went. I mean, I have shared these stories with other people, right? So my dad went to like people to teach them, right? So if you see, the main issue is lack of education, right? That's why they're not up to the mark, right? So even if you want to give them that, they are not taking it. So do you really think it's like it's the opportunity that they're missing?
They're missing the tuitions that you went to. They're missing the schools that you went to.
My point is that even if you provide that,
Mm-hmm.
in many places they don't even want to get that. So mentality first has to change, right?
Okay.
So my point is that so you only said
Don't they
that
lack the
that-
mentality because they have had a different upbringing
yeah,
from you?
Yeah, exactly.
So they must emulate the upbringing, not the exact seat that you got in a particular college.
I mean,
Kachane.
you can't change the past. So there is no point in thinking
Exactly.
about that and trying about
Well
it.
said.
Right? You just
Exactly.
have to figure out where you're at right now and how you can get better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, everything is possible.
Kachane.
Everything is possible. Everything is free. Any course that you are talking about,
Especially today, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Especially today. I mean, I have seen a mobile phone with internet connection in a cook's hand, in a rickshawala's hand, in everyone's hand. There's a smartphone, okay, and they have an internet connection, so they're using it to watch Instagram reels instead of learning something proper, right? They can always learn how to do construction work or some better work which pays more, but they never do that. So it's a intention, it's a mentality, right? And I mean, I don't know how you can change that. I mean, if I knew, I would.
Here still the pro reservation people would argue that the very fact that you are thinking of not watching just Instagram reels and focusing on courses, whereas he is
I'm
looking
not
into that,
talking about
that's
courses.
also, or any constructive thing, even that is happening because of the differences between your upbringing, and that comes with caste.
No. It has nothing to do with my upbringing.
Okay.
I have seen people who have urge to do something or urge to be better.
Right. From all castes.
Yeah. And better, I mean,
And lazy first from all castes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So you don't need to be rich to be lazy or rich to be, hardworking or something.
But then tell me this: is it then true that upper castes, even if they are lazier, even if they are lazy, not lazier than somebody, even if they are just in general lazy, according to whatever lazy's definition we subscribe to, even then upper castes tend to get ahead in life, whereas lower castes don't tend to get ahead in life, even if they are not lazy sometimes. Because otherwise, how would you explain that every field in West Bengal is dominated by mainly Brahmins, Boidos, or Kastas? Yeah, can't you? Can you think of any non-Brahmin Boido Kasto famous Bengali in any field?
Ambedkar is still an example.
Yeah, Ambedkar is an example himself, exactly.
I mean, I'm
But
not
in Bengal,
a historian or something.
no,
but
think
I never thought
name
that-
any non-Brahmin Boido Kasto Bengali from any field.
I see, frankly, I don't even know who are Brahmin, right? Like, I don't even know if Tagore is Brahmin.
Yeah,
or not.
Brahmin.
Okay. So that's the thing, like, I don't look at them that way. Like,
So yeah, your caste is
doesn't
general.
matter. It doesn't matter. I look at the financial background.
There's another one.
No, but see, they would say that you are so privileged that you don't have to know your caste, but in the end, it's only Brahmins and Boidos and Kastos who are at the top of every field.
No. I mean, I'm Das, right? Sourav
That's
Das.
Kasto.
So I don't know, but I mean, even if that was something. So recently I was doing construction work at my place. Like I was not doing. I was like
Overseeing
letting-
the- yeah.
overseeing. But in the end, I literally had to do it myself. Okay, with them to complete the task. Okay. I literally did every single thing with them. And I had no barrier that, okay, this guy is from some other state or, this guy is Bihari or something. I didn't have any notion. I was like, okay, we have to complete this task. You are in the same place. I'm in the same place. Let's do it. That's it. So, I mean,
Someone is saying Sourav has developed South Indian accent living in Bangalore.
Someone also said
that is not possible.
someone also said ডান দিকের দাদাকে বস্তির ছেলের পচার মতো দেখতে হ্যাঁ আমার নাম সায়ক
না ওদের ডান দিকে ওইটা Opinion on Ashwini Vaishnav building GPU clusters. Mic দে দাও
yeah sure
Sure what?
clusters of Intel CPUs.
Yeah, so what do you think of opinion बोला है sure बोला नहीं बोला है sure नहीं पूछा है sure है कि नहीं
Yeah, I think he is
बढ़िया है
he's thinking ahead of himself a bit.
oh.
Yeah, I mean after you buy a lot of GPUs, then what? Do you have the firepower to squeeze the maximum utilization out of it? So
wait. As your background is computer, how did you learn stats? Was it difficult?
My +2 math helped quite a bit. I'm still reaping the benefits out of my +2 maths because it's quite intense. I come from the state board, West Bengal board, and our +2 math curriculum is really dense. So we had like a good amount of probability. We had a good amount of calculus, and the probability bits helped me learn the bits of statistics that were required at least for the field that I'm dabbling with. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Next question, Sourav will take. Don't you think reservations should be based on economic conditions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I was suggesting, right?
যা আমাদের পিছন দিয়ে যা দোতলা যাস না ও চলে আসবে
I mean, even if that is the thing you're saying, right? First of all, you can't categorize the people in India based on their economy or financial terms, right? If you look at that chart, how many people do you think pays tax? Like I think we had that thing in our agenda today, but we never spoke about the taxation or something. But if you look
next live stream,
if you look at the tax charts and all, it's so very people that are actually paying that, but there are way too many people who are earning more, right? So that's why you can't do it on the the financial part, right? No one actually knows how rich someone else is.
How far are we from developing a chat generative engine?
I mean, Sayak would be a better person
Hey,
to answer that.
Hey, podcast দাঁড়িয়ে আছে তোর জন্য How far are we from developing a chat generative engine? Ceasefire এর আবার তার গোটাচ্ছে বাড়া কাকার মাইক
chat generative engine,
JBL জয় বাংলা
so
mic
if we are terming things like ChatGPT as chat generative engine from the basic,
but how far are we from developing chat generative engines?
it's a chat generative engine. Let's say how far are we building from something like ChatGPT? Keep it simple. I think we are not there yet.
I see. Wait, we had an important question on this before also. Economic conditions. Wait. Some technical question. Cyber security টাও নেব পরে. There was one good technical question.
And how long is this podcast going to be for? Dude, it's already going to be
Are you
like
feeling
2
sleepy?
hours. No. Yeah,
Balaji Srinivasan did 8 hours.
I do not need to. I am not Balaji Srinivasan.
আস্তে মুখে ঢুকিয়ে দিল
I need to sleep. I also need to service the guitar.
Oh yeah. So let's take this as a last question
Yeah,
then.
thanks.
I remember the question. how much will it cost us to make something like Perplexity AI or ChatGPT in India,
See the cost.
which are as good as them?
See, the costs will probably be the same, but if you want to play the efficiency angle, it will take it will take handful of genius brains, which will again add to the costs, right? So I think cost wise it's probably going to be 4 million in seed investments, I would say,
Okay,
and then see what happens.
I see. 4 million just. Oh, I see.
Seed investment 4 million is not small.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And Perplexity is not training its own models, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perplexity is building on top of foundational models.
Okay. So someone is saying, "Arey, tomorrow is Sunday, bro. What's the worry?" Every day is going to be Sunday from now on when we do the podcast.
So what?
So
Tomorrow is Sunday,
so
so
sleep
what?
in. So don't work out tomorrow. So chill tomorrow. No, the last question will be again. Both of you all will have to answer. What do you think is the future
No,
of
we
Bengal?
will not get paid for this.
I'm giving you a platform, guys. So free gigs, unpaid gigs. So what is the future of Bengal? Do you think? Future of West Bengal and future of Bengalis. Both two separate questions.
Are we allowed to kistafy?
Ooh, I always do.
So
Landu khadega. What do you want to
With
say?
your own risk.
Bal chirpe. Athi baat be. What do you want to say in English? Kache na ettu.
Yeah, okay. So I think Bengalis will continue to thrive. Like
Where?
there's objective evidence
In San Francisco.
suggesting. No, I was gonna come to the point of NRI ke chode. So,
Yeah.
but let me build the context first. I think Bengalis will continue to thrive. Maybe not in West Bengal,
Right.
but maybe in other states. We already have objective evidence for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So Mumbai, Gujarat,
San Francisco, Scotland. Yeah.
Bengal, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I do not want to even step out of India.
Right,
But
right, exactly.
The moment you step out of India in Ivy League colleges or any other cool places, you will see lots of Bengalis anyway. So I think Bengalis will continue to thrive.
Kakar mic na.
Continue to thrive. But in order for West Bengal to thrive as well, I think we need some paradigm shift in the leadership.
Political leadership. Sourav, future of Bengal.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, I have been saying this for a long time now. that
কাছে নেই বল।
If
দুঃখে মুখ
the
মাইক-
leadership is not changed, I mean, we are already going in a negative direction. Now we are
Yeah.
not even in a zero state. We are now
Yes,
going in
exactly.
a negative direction.
Exactly.
We are already way too late
Exactly.
to take the call. Like
Yeah, yeah.
the only issue is that we don't have enough educated people who are daring enough to take the step and somehow get the majority. I don't know how to get the majority, frankly. I mean, so why I'm frankly too frustrated about this, okay? Because I don't know how to fix this, right? My dad used to say that education is the problem, okay? And then he tried to fix that himself. Like he went to people and he tried to teach them, but they were not even eager to learn, just because of this
Cut money.
They're getting cut money.
Yeah, not only cut money, like 5 rupees lunch, 1,000 rupees in bhatas,
Freebies.
everything. If someone is getting something and they're just happy with it,
Exactly.
I mean, will I be happy having a 5 rupees lunch? No, I am spending 500 rupees on a lunch.
I mean, take the example. Sorry for
নিয়ে নে
the-
মুখে কাছে দিয়ে দে।
sorry for the abrupt interruption, but take the example of other states where mediocrity is despised and mediocrity is fucking embraced in West Bengal. That's what I'm
Yeah.
pissed about. Mediocrity is despised in other states. And
Yeah.
we embrace mediocrity like, oh my god, I'm happy with my 50 rupees thing. ভবঘুরেই আমার জীবিকা,
আমি ভাবো ঘুরেই হব, এটাই আমার অ্যাম্বিশন।
নচিকেতা, 5 টাকার চা, একটা গোল্ড ফ্লেক, ডান। ওফ।
So yeah, I mean, that's where West Bengal is at, and Bengalis will always thrive. I mean,
Wait, actually, two interesting follow-up questions, 2 or 3 interesting follow-up questions on this topic. What do you think it would take to bring you back to Bengal? Meaning, they live in Bengal only. They just work remotely. Let's say, what would it take for you to work in West Bengal-based companies? Just a salary jump worth magnitudinal proportions,
not
right?
only salary. See, I have seen the work culture through my friends working in other companies. The work culture here is shit. Okay, a single word, it's bullshit.
So let's say even if today I start a company and get enough funding to hire you, you would not take up the job just because of the bad work culture I would bring along in the company because of the other people I hire from here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, it depends which role I'm joining in. If I'm joining in a leadership role, that doesn't matter because I'll be directing, right? So if I'm joining in a, in a role where my decision doesn't count, so yeah, I can't change anything, right? So if I'm the CTO, I can, control that. If I'm not, then I'm not doing it.
Right.
Right.
Did you have anything to add, Sayak? What would it take
it's not just about the work culture, in my opinion. I think it's also other things like infrastructure and stuff like that. Like
you will build that.
No, yeah, of course, that's a capitalist mindset, and I agree to that. To an extent, I would say Kolkata has better infrastructure than Bangalore in many cases. Like Bangalore literally pissed in its pants when they called Brands for that show. They pissed it off. They fucking pissed it off, and Kolkata managed it beautifully.
Was the crowd smaller or bigger in Bangalore?
The crowd was about the same.
I see.
Because of the infra, because
of thinner roads, narrower roads.
They completely fucked it.
So it's like having a Brand Adams concert in Salt Lake Sector 5.
Kolkata managed it beautifully.
Where did it take place? Not in Sector 5, right?
No, not in Sector 5.
Hence, entire Bangalore is like Salt Lake Sector 5.
No, not exactly.
So why couldn't they hold it in places where there were broader roads?
We don't know. Exactly, we do not know. We don't know. They could have planned it better.
What caused this difference?
I don't know. I mean,
Kolkata police is just better than Bangalore police.
Bangalore policing is not anyway comparable to what we have in Kolkata police. Kolkata police is better. At least the traffic police.
Right, the traffic is well managed. Why does it not work in Bangalore? Like in thinner roads, or people are in so much of a hurry?
Also, just the number of people, sheer number of people.
I see. I see. So increasing police would also not help really.
I think it has to be decentralized a bit, like the
technical, and it has to expand as well.
Technical bubble of Bangalore has to expand a bit. But coming to
which is why Hyderabad, Gurgaon are working better.
Exactly.
They are going on spreading every day.
Gift City as well.
Is it functional right now?
Gift City?
Yeah.
Not yet fully functional, but companies are planning.
Then how do you know the same problems won't happen in Gift City? Because they are already planning along.
Because it's also
they know these problems already.
It's also parallelly happening in other cities like Pune and Hyderabad. The bubble has started shifting. Right?
Exactly. So and after that, then when these bubbles also grow up and the pressure gets away from the shoulders of Bangalore a bit, will it change Bangalore for the better anyway?
No.
If the population pressure goes away,
population pressure will never go away. Okay,
they will increase in those cities as well.
Constantly increasing. Okay, and at least for Bangalore, it can't reduce. Now, I'm a little bit, you can say like wishful thinking that some of it will come to Kolkata, because right now Bangalore is extremely saturated, right? Like you will see water rationing in summer and all that. So like water is the very basic necessity. If you're not even getting the necessities, forget about the luxuries, right? If you don't even get the necessities, how can you stay there?
So Bangalore is is it then on a downhill trajectory then?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the corruption,
but like, not compared to Kolkata, compared to.
But Bangalore is way corrupted than what we do, right? Like the amount, the money. So they can deal the corruption in that amount because they are earning way more than us, right? Like, I mean, as a city or as a state.
Yeah.
right? I think even I am paying Karnataka tax, not Kolkata, because even if I'm working remotely, my company is in Bangalore, right? So
Right.
ideally, I'm paying Karnataka taxes.
Okay. So then Hyderabad, Pune are going to go ahead faster than Bangalore because of these problems not existing in those cities. They have less corrupt
They
police.
will also have the same problems, I think.
I see.
The problem in Bangalore is majorly because of the population. And not only population, also because of the habits, right? Like they have
Yeah, that's so now.
see, every state will have certain problems. That what you're mentioning is a drawback they have, right? But again, I mean, Kolkata can't handle that amount of population or that amount.
But they handled the Bryan Adams concert.
I know.
That's a different thing.
The fuck, man.
No. You don't have that amount of traffic here, right? That amount of cars. So every household there would have a car.
Yeah.
That's not the case here. And even here, if we have the car, we will not take that
cited
out.
the infrastructure problem.
He bought a car, he will not take that out. I can guarantee you that. Right? But if he bought the same thing in Bangalore, he would take that out.
Yeah, I have friends who have gigantic cars and never take it out anywhere except on weekends on a restaurant.
That's why Kolkata doesn't have
Weird
problems.
poverty.
My point is that why in Pune, if Pune had these things, why would people use car there? Because it's not close by, or they don't have public transport that much, right? In Kolkata,
But if the private cars are replaced by the number of public vehicles anyway, then how does the population matter? Because there are going to be some vehicles on the streets anyway.
No,
If the people who are not
in Bangalore, every single person is driving either a SUV or a cross. Kya bolte usko?
Exactly.
Anyways, you understood what I'm trying to say, right? So every single person is driving that. And then if you even do a carpooling, right? Like even a cab carpooling, that means one cab is taking 4 people. And if you consider a bus, imagine how many people will get into that.
Yeah.
Right? So definitely yes.
Yeah, Abhay is pointing out that our municipal governance is terrible, and everyone agrees on this. Leftist, right wingers, everyone. Bangalore is in descent. Kolkata is in free fall.
We are already past the last question. So
why are you so sleepy?
Someone needs to draw the line, man.
Okay, yeah. So next weekend.
No,
then.
I completely agree with that. Bangalore
is in descent and Kolkata is in free fall.
Right. Exactly correct. Yes.
Yeah, Hyderabad will surpass Bangalore. Asu in the eyes of KP from listening to your compliments, which they have received for the first time in 50 years.
At least better than Bangalore. We still have traffic police. We still have traffic policing in Kolkata.
Right.
Kolkata, but Bangalore doesn't even have that. Even if they do, it's very limited. It's very limited.
একজন বেশি কাছে নিচ্ছে একজন বেশি দূরে নিচ্ছে. Bangalore needs to develop its public transport infrastructure. Yeah, they did develop it and then declared it free for all women and stuff, and then they got broke.
Do you know what France did? What Paris did?
They invited all Bangladeshis to run their buses.
No. That A, B, they called it a day for cars, for out of the blue. Like
yes,
they
you need to control climate change, bro.
Yeah, they reduced all the car parking facilities
to discourage people using cars.
Exactly. So that's why, and that was their excuse of promoting
public vehicles,
public transport.
Right.
We don't even have parking place. We just park in roads. So how can you reduce that?
Yeah. Okay then. Thanks for joining, guys. Good night, and see you with this setup again next Saturday. Shabba khair, Khuda Hafiz, Sat Shri Akal, good evening. No, you're not. I'm not going to get FIRs from Sikhs now. That's Jo Bole Sonihal. Yeah, we are screwed.
Okay, let's end this.
Yeah, bye guys.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।